Many people know that McDowell Mission Ministries operates the homeless shelter for men and the homeless shelter for women and children in McDowell County. But they don't know that McDowell Mission Ministries is more, much more. In addition to the John Thompson Center for Men and the Friendship Home for Women and Children, McDowell Mission Ministries operates the Christian Clothing Center, an active prison ministry, a ministry providing transportation, a crisis ministry helping people with emergency needs, and a food distribution ministry helping the poor in McDowell County get food. At the John Thompson Center for Men, located on State Street in Marion, the goal is to see the residents return to a productive lifestyle. In an alcohol and drug-free environment, up to 23 men can focus on what they need to do to be positive and constructive members of the community. Job counseling is available. They can work to further their education. Also, there are avenues where they can work to strengthen their spiritual life. Women and children who need housing can turn to the Friendship Home on Fleming Avenue in Marion. There they will find shelter, food, and clothing. Up to 40 women and children are provided a clean, safe, and structured environment where they can get back on their feet financially, socially, and spiritually. An important contribution to the poor in McDowell County is provided by the Christian Clothing Center, located beside the men's homeless shelter on State Street. Started over 20 years ago, the Christian Clothing Center takes donations of clothing, furniture, and appliances, sorts through them, and puts the best of them up for sale at below bargain store prices. The money raised is used to help the efforts of McDowell Mission Ministries. In addition, Christian Clothing Center gives out clothing, furniture, and appliances free of charge to those with emergency needs. Reaching out to those with great needs in McDowell County involves reaching out to those currently in the two correctional institutions located here. McDowell Mission Ministries has an active prison ministry in place, providing a chaplain who works with inmates and their families, providing counseling, worship, and educational opportunities. His service also includes the critical task of helping the inmate to a successful transition back into society. A ministry that has been scaled back in recent years due to the current economic realities of our time is the transportation ministry, now restricted to mainly being used to help residents of the two homeless shelters get to work and appointments. It once had a greater outreach to the poor in our county, helping people get to medical appointments, churches, and job opportunities. It is a goal of McDowell Mission Ministries to once again help the poor to be less isolated and more able to take advantage of their opportunities with a broader transportation ministry. Emergencies happen in all of our lives, but emergencies for the poor can be life-altering events. Sudden life situations such as sickness or injury can lead to eviction, having the power cut off, or no heat during a snowstorm. At times like this, the crisis ministry of McDowell Mission Ministries can step in and keep a bad situation from becoming a disaster in a person's or family's life. Working with other agencies, churches, and other benevolent organizations in our area, the crisis ministry provides a needed safety net to those with critical needs at a vulnerable time in their lives. As the number of jobless people increased in recent years, the need for food for the poor increased also. Thousands of McDowell County residents are signed up to get needed food through the food distribution ministry of McDowell Mission Ministries. Taking donated food from local grocery stores, other businesses, churches, organizations, and concerned individuals, residents and staff of the men's homeless shelter bag up packaged food and distribute it on a regular basis out of the shelter. The long lines outside the shelter attest to the great need of this ministry. The grateful smiles and thank yous speak of the value this is to the poor in our community.
Hello, I'm Reverend Bill Warren, Executive Director for McDowell Mission Ministries. I hope that you now see McDowell Mission Ministries as more, much more than you may have thought before. I also hope that you will see yourself as someone who can be part of this important source of benevolence in McDowell County. If you have a desire to help the poor in our community, I urge you to take time to learn more about us from the information on our webpage, McDowellMission.com. There you'll learn several ways you can help us continue to help others. Choose which option is best for you and become a partner with us in our war on poverty and homelessness in McDowell County. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed day.